you can't outspend a well, so stop copying well builds. And I'm going to give you one recipe for disaster, and this is if you're copying what one well is doing, definitely you're going to have problems. And I'm going to explain why. Obviously, Wells is going to focus over all of the legions. This is the first thing. So in situation like this, if you're free to play player, if you're WoW spender, you're going to end up trying to copy, for example, pikemans or maybe swordsmen or maybe whatever legion they're making, and they're showing some good results in form of fighting and reports, and you're going to be like, oh my god, this bad boy is doing crazy amount of damage. And I totally understand that. We all somehow, this is something very interesting in Age of Empire Mobile. It's not actually only in this game, but somehow people are thinking by seeing the whales or people who is having more power, this instantly give credibility of over this person. At some point this is correct, because if the person is having so much power, this is just random people that I'm showing right now. If they have so many power, most likely they're spending a lot of time, they're investing in the game, so there is a decent chance, Wells to somehow having a good advice for the legions. But at the end of the day, if you're copying everything they're doing, you're going to end up with the legions that, first of all, is going to be crappy one, because to have the legion of the well, you have to have like 5-star, you have to have all the spells maxed, you basically have to, how to say it, you have to make your legion absolutely like crazy. Gear, rings, spells, and all these things that make the legion very strong. Now you can get some good idea what kind of legions is going to be good for the battlefield, but at the end of the day, if you cannot bring the whole synergy, because there is a heroes that is going to be very valid and very good even on 3-star, and I can actually say my Wubu on 3-star is doing pretty decent damage. And I speak with some people and they say, now if your Wubu is not actually is getting bad rates, there is something wrong there, because this is heroes that are meta. And I'm huge advocate in my channel that people should focus and make one extremely strong legion, and from there just checking what is going to be the next meta, basically a legion that is going to help you in the next couple seasons. And better have like a meta legion that is meta from season 2 and 3, and I can say this is actually a Wubu, and having a legion that is maybe meta from season 4 and season 5. This is just an example. This is like 2 legions. But if you're jumping in the trap trying to copy a Wells that can actually afford to build a legions that is not actually that good, and of course there is a, obviously I'm also from these players, but the majority of the players like, oh my god, I want to be a swordsman, I want to be a marksman, I want to be a pikeman, and they start copy the builds for example for pikemen in the season 1. Obviously for pikemans in the season 1, I see only one hero there that is going to be valuable later in the game, and this is Frederick Barbosa. So in a situation like this, better check it out what is going to be the best legions, and not actually having hard time and not actually going and jumping over the well setups. And I even have seeing some builds where just the wells can actually afford to even mix the legion. What I mean by mixing the legion is, for example, military speciality. Now here is the thing with the military speciality is giving 20% extra bonus increase over the troop, and the troop specialization is giving up to 15%. So if you have like 3 legions that is going to be the same military speciality and you try to mix them, I mean, I have seen wells actually do that. I mean, this is a even more bad idea. to be honest, from this just to copy well builds. Now, well builds can give you some direction where most likely is going to be the best setup. If you want to go with marksmans, definitely if you check it out some wells, they're going to give you some good setup. Okay, this is I'm not saying they're giving crappy setups, but at the end of the day, you have to see, is this legion is just going to fit in your gameplay. And I think this is what people are missing. Not even the spells, you know, some legions that get builded are trying to even mix the different, for example, Attila with I don't know, some pikemans or something like this, because Attila is giving secondary strike and stuff like this. But I think the game have pretty interesting way, not actually interesting way, but they're knowing where which hero with which one should be combined for the best results. And of course, they put some limitation over this thing. And what I mean by limitation is you have warrior speciality and you have troop type. This is two limitation for your legion, because if you mix, you know, warrior type, you're going to get the 30% from the warrior specialization, which is going to end up like 90%. And on top of that, with the troops, you're going to get some extra percentage. So they're boosting the power of your legion by adding these extra attributes for the troops. But if you try to do some other stuffs, for example mixing other heroes, you may get not the full bonus, or not get even some bonus there. So yeah, this is one of the points I want to mention, because Wells experiment a lot, not gonna lie. And yeah, just by trying to keep up or trying to build a legion, for example, is coming right now, we're having Cirrus, and when the Cirrus is coming, you know, Wells is going to build their legion, they're going to put Mansa Musa, they're going to put Barbosa. Now you're going to have Barbosa, and most likely you're not going to have well developed Mansa Musa. Let's say you don't have it, and you have Cirrus right now. For Wales, they already have Mansa Musa leveled up, you know, star up till star 5, because I'm not gonna lie, Mansa Musa is becoming absolutely beast when is getting a 5-star. Just at the 5-star is increasing the survivability by a lot. Okay, this is the bad boy, and on 5-star it's just giving increased the damage reduction effect of devotion radiance by 6% and extend his duration by 3%. I mean, this is huge what you're looking right now. But if you don't have it, maybe it's not going to be a good idea. Maybe it's not a good idea to actually, for example, building this new meta legion if you already don't have any kind of full builded skill up, spell up, gear up, ring up, everything up hero. At least this is my personal opinion, and I see people are trying to chase well builds and well legions, but if you're free to play player, if you're a well spender, you cannot outspend a well, obviously, and they can do whatever they like. And lineups, speaking about the Mansa Musa, lineups require investment consistently. Spread team gear and wall stats hero ruin the strategy. So yeah, even if you try to chase it, for example, if I want to make the Cirrus Barbosa Legion with Mansa Musa, obviously my Cirrus is, since I don't invest in him, I know he's extremely good hero, but I don't invest in him. And if I want to chase the well built, yeah, I can actually go and maybe go in the legendary advent, but you have specific amount of Imperial coins if you're free to play player or WoW spender, and it's not good idea to spread everything around and not focusing over the best of the best of the best of the best legion. So yeah, just wanted to open this topic for the people who is trying to chase the well builds and trying to, you know, be like whales. The only thing you can get from the whales is going to be, for this meta legion, you're working on what kind of spells can be there, what kind of rings and etc. Everything that is builded for your legion, everything that they make because most likely they're going to have the same legion. You know, they're going to have the same legion. So you can ask in this direction. But if you're chasing, okay, what is your pikeman's, even though that you're building cavalry, your cavalry is not full builded, you're builded your wubu, still crazy hero, and you're like, okay, what's your pikeman? Why should you even care about the pikemans, since you basically don't have resources to spend over the pikemans? Now, this is not like I'm teaching you how to play your game, but I see this mistake and people are getting bad results just because not actually thinking how good is going to be the legion. It's require consistent investment in each of these legion that the whales are having. So if you cannot keep up, you most likely are not going to keep up with this thing. Is maybe not a good idea. Now, free-to-play builds need specialization, not a flexibility. This is also something very interesting, and I think if you make one very nice legion, you're not going to have any kind of, you're going to have issue because you're going to have one legion obviously, but the traits you're going to get fighting on the battlefield is just going to be way better, way better. Let the whales have multiple builded startup legions. Let the whales lead the rally, because you know you can build your legion for open field, but in the siege the things a little more different. It's going to require maybe different heroes and etc. So in situation like this, you know, this is what the whales most likely is going to do, because they're going to have all the heroes, but on your side it's not going, it's not a bad idea just to have one legion and get the best traits for your troops, because those troops to be trained, well, let's say they're costing time. They're costing time. Where is actually the troops I'm building? Okay, this is swordsman. I still, I think, have something to train here. Okay, so if I want to, even if I promote, basically the time is going to be the same. It's like 18 hours, but this is not for promotion. This is for training. It's 2k. Training is like 18 hours. So, you know, you have to be clever with your allegiance. Later, when you start building some other meta legion, maybe you're going to start using some second troop. For example, you're building your cavalry and you start building meta legion that is going to be pikemans. You're going to use your pikemans, but at the end of the day, we're looking to get the best results. The best results for each troop, for each sacrificed swordsman, for each sacrificed marksman. You have to get positive traits and you have to get something in return. Just by building crappy legions, maybe for the arena, because you know there you need like 4 legions. You may actually, you know, put some level up and small investment in this legion, but still having one extremely strong legion is going to help you buy a lot, even in the arena. So yeah, I guess this will be for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. Make sure you hit one like, become a member if you want to support the channel. I wish you a great day and see you in the next video.